Dethmer, The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, A New Paradigm for Sustainable Success. In the book summary of The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership, we dive into how conscious leaders find success and personal happiness by leading mindfully and embracing self-awareness. The summary differentiates between unconscious and conscious leaders, emphasizing the importance of being present and adaptable to situations. It uncovers the 15 commitments of conscious leadership as tools to shift from an unconscious to conscious leadership style, which include taking full responsibility, staying curious, embracing emotions, communicating effectively, living with integrity, appreciating others, expressing brilliance, and finding work-life balance.
Leading consciously. The 15 commitments of conscious leadership can show you how to balance success with personal happiness by living mindfully in the present. Leadership success often comes at the expense of personal fulfillment, leaving individuals feeling dissatisfied with their accomplishments. Contrary to popular belief, a fulfilling life and professional success can coexist. To attain this balance, individuals can choose to lead mindfully. The choice to lead consciously equips leaders with the ability to respond to change and improve their environments through honesty and self-awareness. By choosing conscious leadership, leaders reject the victim mentality, that is, blaming others for success or failure. Instead, they embrace self-awareness and learn from every situation to maximize their potential success and happiness. Unconscious leaders, by contrast, cling to outdated patterns that may be counterproductive. Leading mindfully is not a destination to be reached, rather, it is a state of mind that can be entered through deliberate and honest self-reflection. The 15 commitments of conscious leadership provide a framework for leading mindfully. Leaders can evaluate their present reality and determine their areas of commitment. This framework encourages individuals to be conscious of their personal values and how they can apply these values to their professional lives. Ultimately, leading consciously imbues the workplace with positive and creative energy and can improve personal relationships, leading to a more fulfilling life. The 2 core commitments to conscious leadership. Conscious leaders take full responsibility for their actions and remain curious to learn from every experience. The first commitment entails assuming total responsibility for every aspect of your life to avoid blaming others, regardless of the outcome. Unconscious leaders would rather assign blame to someone or something when things don't go as planned, but conscious leaders understand that their actions have consequences and refrain from such actions. The second commitment is to remain curious and receptive to new ideas even when disagreements arise. Unconscious leaders struggle to admit their mistakes, and they get defensive when challenged. Conversely, conscious leaders understand that every experience, whether positive or negative, offers a learning opportunity. They are always willing to learn new things and avoid being right all the time. With conscious leadership comes the willingness to learn and accepting responsibility, which provides a framework for personal and professional growth. Embrace emotions as a conscious leader. Conscious leaders prioritize emotional intelligence through accepting and learning from their emotions rather than rejecting or recycling them. Unconscious leaders view emotions as a distraction and tend to suppress or ignore them. Conscious leaders understand that emotions can provide valuable insights and can aid in overcoming challenges by bringing people together. Conscious communication. Effective communication is an essential component of conscious leadership, and it involves 2 commitments. The first commitment is to listen and speak attentively. Leaders must understand the value of considering other viewpoints and avoid judging others. The second commitment involves avoiding gossip, which is a toxic behavior that creates mistrust, stifles creativity, and harms everyone involved. Conscious leaders should openly discuss this issue with their team and encourage a culture of trust and respect. Living with integrity and appreciation. Leaders with integrity take responsibility for their actions, communicate openly, and keep their promises. Failing to do so can demoralize a team and damage a company's morale. Appreciation is another key aspect of conscious leadership. It helps leaders and employees see each other in a new light and understand their individual unique strengths. Just as a wine enthusiast can distinguish between subtle flavors, a great appreciator can recognize and credit people for their exceptional qualities. In short, conscious leadership requires living with integrity, keeping promises, and showing appreciation. Finding your zone. Discover your zone of genius and balance work with play to become a conscious leader. The eighth commitment of conscious leadership is about finding your zone of genius. Many people operate in the zone of incompetence, competence, or excellence, which leads to unfulfillment. The zone of genius is where individuals perform tasks that they enjoy and are good at. Leaders who want to succeed need to spend as much time as possible in this zone. The ninth commitment of conscious leadership ties in with the eighth as it encourages leaders to balance work and play. Conscious leaders who spend a lot of time in their zone of genius work in a more playful and fun manner. For instance, Dan Colley, CFO of Hope Lab Incorporated, once presented the quarterly financials while impersonating his mother's Irish accent. This not only added an element of fun but also grabbed the attention of others. To become a conscious leader, you need to avoid limiting yourself and move away from the zones you don't enjoy. Focus on your strengths and passions, and work in a more creative and laid-back manner. Combining work and play is possible and necessary for effective leadership. The 3 secrets of conscious leaders. Conscious leaders find inner peace and happiness by committing to being open to alternative interpretations, finding internal security in control, and recognizing abundance in their lives. The 10th commitment entails exploring interpretations that differ from one's own to avoid labeling experiences as good or bad. While the 11th commitment involves seeking internal security and control instead of validation from external sources. Lastly, the 12th commitment involves recognizing the abundance of resources in one's life, which allows conscious leaders to live in the present. The founders of Turn Incorporated, Jim Barnett, were struggling to decide whether to resign or not until the authors helped them realize that resigning allows the position to be taken up by someone with more passion for it. Conscious leaders appreciate the abundance they have in material things, love, money, and time. The final 3 commitments of conscious leadership. The final 3 commitments of conscious leadership are all about communication and personal growth. The 13th commitment entails viewing everyone and everything as a potential tool for growth. While unconscious leaders consider other people or circumstances as obstacles, conscious leaders recognize that every encounter is an opportunity to grow. The 14th commitment aims to create situations where everyone wins. Instead of assuming competition and compromise as the only solutions, conscious leaders find new solutions that work well for everyone. For instance, instead of compromising on a situation when a colleague wanted to stay home with her newborn daughter, they found a new solution that ended the partnership on a high note. Finally, the 15th and last commitment encourages conscious leaders to become a solution to the problems they see. Since they see the world in abundance, they don't view problems in the world as the result of a lack of something. When something is missing, they just see it as more potential space for other things. They choose to become the solution to the problems they see.
In conclusion, the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership offers a transformative approach to leadership by encouraging a conscious state of mind and cultivating self-awareness. The book summary highlights the key character traits and skills conscious leaders possess, guiding readers on their journey to becoming better, more mindful decision makers. By following the 15 commitments, leaders can break free from old patterns and lead with an open mind, fostering a positive and healthy workplace environment. Ultimately, embracing these commitments results in a deeper sense of personal happiness, success, and the ability to make a meaningful impact on both personal and professional relationships.